Hello students. Now we are going to discuss some synopsis points on relations and functions. First of all, relation. What is relation? A relation R from a non-empty set capital A to the non-empty set B is a subset of A cross B. Further, every subset of A cross B defines a relation from A to B. R is a relation from capital A, set A to the set B, that is a subset of A cross B. Okay? If R is a relation from the set A to the set B and A comma B ordered pair belongs to capital R, then we write A is related to B under the relation capital R. Relation R is a relation in this, capital R is a relation. Domain of capital R. Domain of relation R is equal to A such that small a belongs to capital A and order pair A comma B belongs to capital A. Range of the relation R is equal to small b such that B belongs to capital B and A comma B ordered pair belongs to R. Here B is second element of the ordered pair and A is the first element of the order. Clearly, domain of relation R subset of A and range of relation R is subset of B. If R is a relation from A to B, then the relation denoted and defined by R inverse, it is a inverse relation of R. R inverse is equal to B comma A such that A comma B belongs to R. This is known as inverse relation of the relation R. R inverse is equal to B comma A such that A comma B belongs to R. Types of relations. Types of relations. In this identity relation, inverse relation, reflexive, symmetric, transitive, antisymmetric, and equivalence relations. First of all, identity relation. The relation capital R defined on the set capital A by capital R is equal to A comma A such that small a belongs to capital A is called identity relation. R is equal to small a comma small a within ordered pair. Here A must be belongs to capital A. That is known as identity relation. Second point, the relation capital R is equal to A cross A is called universal relation on capital A. If R is a relation from the set A into the set B, then the relation defined by R inverse is equal to B comma A such that A comma B belongs to R. This is called inverse relation on the relation capital R. The third one, if A is a relation R on a non-empty set, A is said to be reflexive if x comma x belongs to R for all x belongs to A. That is, for all x belongs to R, x is related to x. Symmetric, already you know how to define symmetric relation. If x comma y belongs to R, implies that y comma x belongs to R. Yes, this is symmetric. That is, x is related to y implies that y is related to x. Transitive. If x comma y belongs to R and y comma z belongs to R implies that x comma z also belongs to R. That is, x is related to y and y is related to z implies that x is related to z. Next, antisymmetric. If x comma y belongs to R and y comma x belongs to R implies that x is equal to y. That is, x is related to y and y is related to x. That implies x is equal to y. And the last, an equivalence relation. If the given relation satisfying all reflexive, symmetric, and transitive relation, then we can say that the given relation is an equivalence relation. See this one. If A and B are any two non-empty sets such that n of A is equal to small m and n of B is equal to small n, then the number of possible relations that can be defined from A to B is 2 to the power mn. Once again, if A and B are two non-empty sets such that n of A is equal to m and n of B is equal to n, then the number of possible relations that can be defined from A to B is 2 to the power n. In a particular, the number of possible relation from A to A is itself 2 to the power m square. Next, functions. First of all, just you recall the definition of function. In the to define function, we required two non-empty sets. F is said to be a function from A to B if it satisfies two conditions. First condition is all the elements of the set A must be related to any one of the element of the set B. This is the first condition. Okay. After satisfying this condition, no element of the set A is related to two different elements of the set. If the given relation satisfies these two conditions, then we can say that the given relation is a function from A to B. F is said to be a function from A to B. The set A is called the domain of the function and the set B is called the codomain of the function. This the set A is called the domain of the function and the total set B is known as the codomain of the function. If the element X belongs to A is associated to the element Y belongs to B under the mapping F, then we write Y is equal to F of X. Once again, if the element X belongs to A, X is an element of the set A. That is, if that element is associated to the element Y, which is belongs to B under the mapping F, then we write Y is equal to F of X. Here, this Y is called the image of the element X, and the element itself is called the free image of the Y. Range of F is the set of all elements of codomain which are the images of different elements of the domain. That is, the range of F is equal to small y belongs to B such that F of X is equal to Y, comma X belongs to A. Next, types of functions. In this, many function, one function, onto function, many one function, into function, and bisections. A function F A to B is said to be 1 or injective function. 1 is also same as injective. 1 is nothing but injective. This function F A to B is said to be 1 or injective function if and only if f of x1 is equal to f of x2 implies that x1 is equal to x2. Many one function, next one, if and only if x1, x2 belongs to A such that x1 not equal to x2. See here, above the step is x. If x1 is equal to x2, f of x implies that f of x1 is equal to f of x2. But suppose if x1 not equal to x2, but f of x1 is equal to f of x2, then f is many one. If it is not one, this function f is many one function. Is f of x is equal to y. Into function, if and only if y belongs to B such that y not equal to f of x. See here, for onto function f of x must be equal to 1. For into function, in case of f of x not equal to y, for any x belongs to A, y belongs to B, we can say that f is into function if it is not on. Next, the last one is bisection. Bisective function, if f, the given function is both 1 and onto function, then we say that the function f is both injective and surjective. That is nothing but bisective function. Let x and y be any two non-empty sets and f x to y be a function Let small y belongs to capital Y, then the set of all elements x belongs to x such that f of x is equal to y is called inverse image of small y belongs to capital Y. The set is denoted by f inverse y. F inverse y is equal to x belongs to capital X such that f of x is equal to y. If f is 1, 1, then for every y belongs to capital Y, f inverse y is equal to 5, or f inverse y is a singleton set. If f x2 y is onto, then y belongs to capital Y implies that f inverse y is equal to 5. Let f x2y be a bijective function. The function g y2x is defined by g of y is equal to x, where x belongs to a such that f of x is equal to y is called the inverse of f, and it is denoted by f inverse. That is, if f x2y is means only bijective functions have inverses. Okay. The inverse function f inverse is also bijective. That is, f inverse is both 1, 1 and onto. For f inverse, for inverse function also same. Okay. The inverse function also bijective if f inverse is both 1, 1 and onto functions. If f a to b and g b to c are any two functions, then the composition of functions f and g is a function denoted by g composite f a to c. That is, g composite f of x is equal to g of f of x. So g composite f of x is defined by g of f of x. If f and g are any two functions such that f composite g and g composite f are defined, then f composite g is not equal to g composite f in general. Next, different kind of functions: constant function, identity function, modulus function, exponential function, and logarithmic functions. First of all, constant function. A function f x to y is defined by f of x is equal to c for all x belongs to capital X, where c is a fixed element in y is called a constant function. So here f of x is equal to c means here c is a fixed constant. Already you learnt in first year theory syllabus. F of, in that you took f of x is equal to k or f of x is equal to c. Here c is a constant number. Any constant number you can take in place of c. So if x2y, f x2y is defined by f of x is equal to c or k for all x belongs to capital X, where c is a fixed element in y is called a constant function. Clearly, the range of the function is constant only. Whatever you take, that will come in the range. And it is a single element because it is a fixed element. If you take any constant number, that should be fixed. Okay. So this is a singleton set. Next, second one, identity function. A function f x to x is defined by f of x is equal to x for all x belongs to x is called identity function on x. Whatever you take in place of x, in output will be same. F of 2 is equal to 2. F of minus 2, you will get minus 2. So input and output both will be same in the identity function. Clearly, the range of the function is equal to capital X. Okay, and f is both That is, if R2 are defined by f of x is equal to x if x greater than or equal to 0, minus x if x less than 0 is called modulus function. Yes. Here modulus function once again, f of x is equal to modulus x is equal to f of x is equal to modulus x is equal to plus x if x greater than or equal to 0. F of x is equal to modulus x is equal to minus x if x less than 0 is called modulus function. Okay. Next, exponential function. The function f R2 are defined by f of x is equal to a to the power x, where a greater than 0 and a not equal to 1 is called an exponential function. Clearly, domain of this function is a real number, set of real numbers, and the range of this function is non-zero positive real numbers, means r plus minus 0. We have to subtract the 0 element from positive real numbers. So range of this function, exponential function, is r plus minus 0 element. If a greater than 1, then a to the power x increases and it decreases if 0 less than a less than 1. In particular, exponential function f of x is equal to e to the power x. In this case, where e is an irrational number and e value is 2.7828 and so on. Next one, logarithmic function. The function f r plus minus 0 means non-zero positive real numbers to real numbers is defined by, we are subtracting 0 element from positive real number because it is not defined if you take 0 number. F of x is equal to log x base a, where a greater than 0, a must be greater than 0 and a not equal to 1 is called a logarithmic function. If 0 less than a less than 1, then f of x is equal to log x base a decreases and it increases for a greater. For x less than 0, the function f of x is not defined. Okay. The function f of x is equal to e power x, g of x is equal to log x base e are inverse functions to each other. This f of x and g of x are inverse functions to each other. Next, even and odd functions. Very important one, even and odd functions. A function f R2R is said to be even function if f of minus x is equal to f of x, and odd function if f of minus x is equal to minus f of x. Clearly, f of x is equal to sin x, f of x is equal to tan x are odd functions, because if you put x in a minus x in place of x, f of minus x is equal to sin of minus x is equal to minus x, you will get negative function. Okay, minus sin x, because therefore it is the odd function. Same for tan x also. F of x is equal to tan x. If you put minus x in place of x, f of minus x is equal to tan of minus x, that is nothing but minus tan x. You will get a negative sign. Hence, it is also odd function. If you observe this cos x, f of x is equal to cos x. In this, if you place minus x in place of x, f of minus x is equal to cos of minus x is plus cos x. Because of positive trigonometric ratio, this is known as even function. F of x is equal to cos x is even function. Whereas cot x also odd function, and secant x is even function. Cosec x is also odd function. Seventh one, greatest integer function. You are well known about greatest integer function. Very important one. This one. The function f R2R defined by f of x is equal to greatest integer not greater than x is called greatest integer function. Greatest integer not greater than x is denoted by this symbol, greatest integer of x. Within square bracket, we have to write the element number. For example, greatest integer of 0 is equal to 0 only. If we have particular elements within that bracket, we will get the same element. Greatest integer of 4 is equal to 4. Greatest integer of 4.5 is equal to 4. If greatest integer of 4.5 means we should take the less than to this, we should take the Next, signum. Eighth one, signum function. The function f R2R defined by f of x is equal to signum function, where signum function of x is equal to 1 where x greater than 0, 0 where x is equal to 0, minus 1 where x less than 0 is called signum function. Next, ninth one, a function f of x is said to be periodic function with period small a if f of x plus a is equal to f of x. For example, if f of x is equal to sin x and f of x is equal to cos x are periodic functions of period 2 pi. Some time saving results. Given a function f of x, the function defined by f of x is equal to 1 by 2 into f of x plus f of minus x is an even function. Remember this. Given a function f of x is defined by f of x is equal to 1 by 2 into f of x plus f of minus x is even function. Second one, g of x is equal to 1 by 2 into f of x minus difference of these two functions. F of x minus f of x, f of minus x is an odd function. Okay. Second point, every function f of x can be expressed as a sum of an even function and odd function as f of x is equal to 1 by 2 into f of x plus f of minus x plus 1 by 2 into f of x minus f of minus x, like symmetric and skew symmetric matrices. We have to take every function, we can express every function as a sum of an even and odd function like this, because this is first one is even function and the second point is odd function. The third point, if f and g are any two functions such that g composite f is defined, then g composite f is 1 1 implies that f is 1 1. Second point, g composite f is onto implies that f is onto. Third point, if f and g are bisective functions, that implies g composite f is bisective. It means if f and g are bisective, then g composite f is bisective. If g composite f is onto, then f is onto. First point, if g composite f is 1 1, then definitely f is 1. Come to the fourth. If a and b are two finite sets such that n of a is equal to small m and n of b is equal to small n, then first point, the number of functions from a to b is n to the power n. Very important one, note this. The number of functions from a to b is small n to the power n. Second point, the number of injective functions is nothing but 1 1 functions. Injective means 1 1 functions from a to b is given by npm permutation, n factorial by n minus m factorial. This is possible only if m less than or equal to n, and it will be 0 if m greater than n. Okay, for m less than or equal to n only, we can take the result as npm. For suppose if it is m greater than n, in that case we'll get 0. The result will be 0. Next, see, the number of onto functions means surjective functions that can be defined from a onto b is equal to number of ways of dividing m things into n groups so that no group is empty. If n greater than or equal to m, then that is 0. Once again, the number of onto functions that can be defined from a to b is the number of onto functions from a to b is equal to the number of ways of dividing m things into n groups so that no group is empty. If n greater than or equal to, or if n greater than or equal to m, then it is 0. Next, D, the number of bisections means 1 1 and onto functions. The function which satisfying 1 1 and onto function is known as bisection. The number of bisections from set A onto the set B is m factorial if m is equal to n. Okay, if m is equal to n, then the number of functions, the number of bisections from set A into set B is m factorial. Otherwise, in remaining cases, in other ways, it is 0. Next, E point, if function A to B is bisection, then n of A is equal to n of B. F, point F, if f function A to B is an injective function, then n of A less than or equal to n of B. Next one, if f A to B is surjective function, then n of A greater than or equal to n of B. We can verify one of the example. For suppose if n of A is equal to 10 and n of B is equal to 12, then first one, number of functions from A to B. Number of functions from A to B is n to the power n. Yeah, n is equal to 12 and m is equal to 10. So 12 to the power 10 is the requirement. Okay. Next, the second one is number of injective functions. Second question is number of injective functions for the same example. Number of injective functions from A to B is just it is npm. Npm means 10p12. 10 factorial by 12 minus 10 factorial, that is 10 factorial by 2 is the requirement. And the third one is, second point is the number means 1 functions from the set A 2, 4, 6, 8 into the set B A comma B comma C is 0. Because why it is 0? Number of injective functions, why it is 0 for this? Because n of A greater than n of B. If you observe the elements of the set A, we have n of A is 4 and n of B is 3. Clearly, n of A is greater than 4. In this case, the number of injective functions is 0. Also, number of onto functions. Number of onto functions also 0. Okay, for the same reason. Again, for the reason n of A greater than n. Next. The number of bisective functions from A is equal to ABC onto B is equal to 7, 9, 11 is 3 factorial. So, number of elements in the set A is equal to number of elements in the set B. Therefore, the number of bisective functions is equal to m factorial because here m is equal to n. Next, fifth one, if A and B are any two finite sets such that n of A is equal to n, where n greater than or equal to 2, and n of B is equal to 2, then the number of onto functions that can be defined from A onto B is 2 to the power n minus 2. For example, let A is equal to 3, 4, 7, 9 and B is equal to A comma B, then the number of onto functions from A onto B is 2 to the power 4 minus 2, that is equal to 40. For the reason n of A is equal to 4 and n of B is equal to 2. By applying this condition, we can also find the number of onto functions which are defined from the set A to the set B. Sixth one, a function satisfying the condition f of x into f of 1 by x is equal to f of x plus f of 1 by x will be of the form 1 plus or minus x to the power n. And seventh point, if f of x satisfying the condition f of x into f of y, f of x plus y comma x comma y belongs to n will be of the form f of x is equal to f of 1 whole to the power x. And if you observe this, eighth one, if f of x is equal to ax plus b by c, f composite f of x is equal to x. This is composite function. That is, f inverse x is equal to f of x, and f of 1 by x is equal to 1 by x. This is the condition. Once again, you observe this. F composite f of x is equal to x if f of x is equal to ax plus b by cx minus a. Just you remember. And they given f inverse x is equal to f of x. If f inverse x is equal to f of x and f of 1 by x is equal to 1 by x. Okay. So let f of x is equal to one of the example. You can apply just to you see this example. This f of x is equal to 2x plus 3 divided by 4x minus 2. We have to apply f of f composite f of x. This is nothing but f of x. In place of x, just you put this result. F of x. F of x result we have to put here. Again, we have to substitute f of x, total this f of x value in this, and simplify this, we will get x. Okay. So, if f of x is equal to ax plus b by cx minus a form, if it is in the form of this, directly we can write the result of f composite f of x as x. Okay, this is the best example. Ninth one, range of f of x is equal to a cos x plus b sin x plus c is c minus root of a square plus b square comma c plus root of a square plus b square. This is the range of the f of x is equal to a cos x plus b sin x plus c. For example, range of f of x is equal to 3 cos x plus 4 sin x plus 3. Range is 3. C is equal to 3 and A is equal to 3. B is equal to 4. Just you put A, B, C values in this formula. 3 minus root of 16, 4 square 16 plus 3 square 9, comma C is again 3 plus root of 3 square plus 4 square, that is 9 plus 16. If you simplify this, you will get a minus 2 comma 8 is the required answer. This is the range of this type of functions. Next, 10th one. If A to B are two non-empty sets having n elements in common, then A cross B and B cross A have n square elements in common. If A and B are any two non-empty sets having n elements in common, then A cross B and B cross A have n square elements in common. Okay. Thank you, students.